Peace. This is a Meat and Potato Sorcerer production starring myself, the Water Alchemist, and today's topic for the occult family is the life of a sorcerer. I want to offer a teachable moment for those that would allow me to. I want to talk about what it's like to be a sorcerer and still have to deal with everyday problems. I remember when I first got into magic, and besides the Necronomicon, and when I had to go beyond how I had been trained, because for those who don't know, at one time I attended the University of Michigan in behavioral sciences, and my minor was African and African American studies. So one thing about it is I was approaching magic from an intellectual perspective. I didn't really trust my intuition, so to speak. I didn't know how to do that. I didn't know how to suspend belief. So once I got beyond that, then I was stuck in the it's a coincidence trap. And then when I got beyond that, then it was okay, this happened, but let me constantly test the spirit realm. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't have questions. You absolutely should question. But when spirits give you synchronicities in numbers, when they come in your dreams, even when they use humans as finger puppets, and spirits do that, they will use humans to give a message to you. And then and this is how you know, when you talk to that friend or individual and you say, remember when you gave me this knowledge, or remember when you said that, and they be like, I said that, like, wow, okay, you're welcome, but I don't remember that. That's because a certain spirit spoke through them. I've had individuals that have spoken through me, whether they be King Paimon or even the Sumerian so-called demoness or goddess Lilith. When Lilith was like, thank you for putting the information out there about 222, and thank you about this. Me and Lilith have even talked about, and yes, I'm going to play spoiler alert, even about certain subscribers on this channel. And thank you for being here and granting me your audience. So the life of a sorcerer is never ending. It's never ending. It goes on. It's a constant. And even your diet does factor into it. Your diet is important, whether you take mugwort, dream leaf tea, whether you work with certain herbs to help with your immune system. Because one thing that Crowley had taught is that Crowley didn't know how to pump his brakes, so to speak, and stop certain behaviors that were detrimental. He didn't know how to do that. He did things just to see if he could do it. This is why the diet comes in. This is why if you really want to really excel in the dream world, abstain from alcohol. And I know people will say, well, I used alcohol, it did work. Yeah, it worked that first time, or it may have worked that second time. But the spirit world is going to teach you, don't use everything as a crutch. If you're a beginner or you're an intermediate, okay, they'll accept that. But let's say you go through the tunnels of Set. I've went through them. And let's say that you're going through Thamael, or you're going through the one with Lilith or Astaroth. You're not even going to remember a lot of these trials. Trust me. I know. And I remember when I was reaching out, and Corazon, who is the last person that you'll see when you deal with the Calippo, and Corazon was like, sooner or later, me and you are going to meet. And that's the total dissolution of the ego and the mouth-breathing reality. But the upside is that you will be welcomed amongst the gods. So you deal with Corazon, you're going to deal with Chagall. And I remember the first time I saw one of my familiars, which is Zana, a Black Panther. I was in a neighborhood which now looks like a third world country, but when I was there, I looked out the mirror and I saw this large, I assumed it was like, because, New York has an underworld of exotic pets that really belong in the jungle, but it seemed like a jaguar or a Black Panther, and it was just walking. And of course, me still mouth breathing mode, I had called a person that I attended college with, and we had studied logic together. And of course, she just was like, okay, well, maybe you're just tired. I wasn't tired. If you're going to get a familiar, the familiar chooses you. And any familiar that you obtain, if it's more than one, you get that from gods and goddesses, as well as so-called daemons. That's how you get a familiar. So Zana had chose me. I just didn't know it then. So the life of a sorcerer, it goes on and on and on. And in so many depths, it's so many layers. Prime example, Pazuzu. Let's say you want to work with Pazuzu. Pazuzu is good at time magic. But not only that, Pazuzu also can break down a lot of defenses from any sorcerers or magicians that may oppose you. Let's say that you want protection and you want to excel when you come from studying grimoires, because certain grimoires, and I've always said this before, I don't deal with archaic grimoires, but if you want to excel in college or you want to excel at a particular grimoire, Croquel is the one that you need to work with, or Crocel. Crocel candle color is green. Now, if you want to give an offering to Crocel, that would be sandalwood. That's what you would do. And Crocel could help you excel at that. But this is the skill set that I like the most about Crocel, is that Crocel can cleanse any negativity that even attempts to attach itself to your auric body. And Crocel can do that. So the whole thing is, my life as a sorcerer is always a constant. Always a constant. And that's why I marvel the rest. And then this is what I want to tell people. Choose your words wisely. Because when I said I didn't want a regular life, I can tell you the year I said that, 1996. And I was listening to Reasonable Doubt with Jay-Z. So when you say that, remember, all demons, all angels, even those in the fake kingdom, they can go beyond. And when you say that and they see the potentiality in you, they're going to up the ante. So that's the life of a sorcerer. So with that, that is your meat and potato sorcery for the day. I am the Water Alchemist. Be water, my friends. Peace.